Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to beautiful Planet Coaster with me, Spacefish. Welcome back to our boomboat scenery. Welcome back to what should be, is it the sunrise? Is it the sunset? I'm quite unsure, I'll have to say. It looks like it's the sunset, so there you go. And well, welcome back to like what I worked on for pretty much the last 2 episodes now, I feel like. Maybe even more if you count like this part up front in the building, of course, and actually getting the boom boats out there. But of course I'm more talking about this whole ride out here with the scenery. And there's of course a lot of things still left here to do, you know. We haven't really finished the stream out here. We haven't finished the waterfalls, and there's a lot of places I'm still lacking scenery. There's like I'm lacking all the foliage. There's gonna be a lot of trees that I have to set up. I have to properly paint the landscape. I want to actually get some scenery to inside these tunnels too, you know, make it like a mystery mine shaft or something like that. Like, I think there's a lot of interesting things that we can do in this regard, but I have to say, after a lot of episodes of just straight out speed builds with the landscape, with this stuff, with like more fairy tale stuff, I'm kind of at a point where I really want to take a little bit of a calmer approach. I want to, this episode, just focus, you know, a bit more on the management side of things again. I want to get a roller coaster finally going. That's one of my top priorities this episode, so I would like to get that started with you all. If not even finished, maybe that thing then through a quick speed build. But yeah, so more like looking to work on the park a bit, you know, transform it a bit more in terms of like income and optimizing things a bit on the management side. And then definitely, you know, I think I already designated it like many episodes ago that this is going to be the place, but I do want to go and finally get a coaster out here. And that does probably also mean that we will have to get some sort of shops around here, because so far we've only had like a few vending machines that don't really, you know, offer that many opportunities to people that don't really make us that much money. This thing here, by the way, also not really too well visited. We're only in a Q scenery rating of 70%, so can probably improve on that too sometime in the future. But overall, you know, we're at 1,000 guests, which is great, which is a good milestone, I think. But I do also feel that with the new roller coaster, we may be able to push that a lot more. And look at the queue out here. Did I push the prestige for... Oh my lordy lord. That is pretty crazy. It's a lot of prestige. I'm wondering a bit, I'll have to say, if me actually changing stuff around the ride does have an impact on the prestige as well. Because in here it only mentions the Q scenery. No, ride experience. Well, I mean, ride experience to me is more like how fast the ride is and what its base stats are, not what I've built around it. But it could be that this actually has an impact. I don't know. If any of you are just binge watching this right now or something, and now just coming up from one of the older series where we initially had a look at the stats right here, please make sure to let me know down below. Did I actually manage to boost the prestige through adding a lot of ride scenery like this? Because that'd be pretty cool. I mean, $7.99 is a whole lot, and this queue is like permanently filled. So I think we'll even go into finances here, and we'll make it like a bit more expensive, to be honest, because why not? We can just make some more money off it. And well, all the other rides are still nicely filled. I think nothing too crazy, nothing for me to increase the prices, but also nothing really to decrease the prices with. One question probably being, oh, this is good. So you may all remember how, like, with the Venetian Carousel, I was just like, yeah, okay, I mean, we're going to go and let that go to vintage. As you can see, we're coming up on reviving. It's going to start resurging in 2 months, which is awesome, because that means that reputation is going to go up to 0% again, upping the prestige, and then whenever it goes to classic, it'll have a nice prestige boost of 110%, which is going to be a lot, and that's going to stay forever then. So Venetian Carousel, only going in the right direction here, really, and maybe I can even boost that prestige a little more as I boost the scenery. I mean, we technically do have it at 100%, but I'm not 100% sure how this works, if it actually plays into the ride experience. If I, for example, have like some stuff around the ride, I'm unsure. If you let me know, if you know, rather, as I said before, let me know down below in the comments. Out here we've got the Wild Blue, which we apparently did the same thing. We've still got a very, very full queue here, given the current reputation status, so you can only imagine how crazy it'll become once it goes to Classic. And then... oh no, wait, it's this one here. Okay, so did I rebrand this one? Okay, yeah, so this one got rebranded. We will have less popularity still in a bit, which is fine, because we've got these other two rides that are going up in popularity soonish, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy overall. I do still want to actually make buildings here for these shops, and that's also, by the way, a pretty good question. How are we doing out here for, like, staff and busyness and everything? I can only imagine staff is very busy, but I do think that we gave them a lot of training, so maybe something to look into real quick. I don't want to have all my staff quit on me again or something. Look at this here. Workload high. Where are you headed to? Heading to staff building. So he's chilling. I mean, everyone's happy, so that's definitely good. You're not all too happy. Okay, so like my security guards are not all too happy. My pay is pretty good. I'm content with my paycheck, but you're still not happy. Don't quite understand that. What's up with the other dude then? Job is pretty average. Money isn't really an issue. Does that mean he wants me to level him? Or does that mean my job is pretty average? Staff building could look a bit nicer. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. That's a bit weird. I'm kind of unsure, but yeah. Staff building could look a bit nicer. I do agree. We do, of course, have to design an entrance area someday. Currently, really just focusing more on the rides, because we do need to, of course, make some money. We're at 24k right now, you know, it's good, but we can certainly go a lot further. But okay, I think I'm pretty happy for overall, like, monetary statistics so far. So let's just kind of see what base kinds of rides we have. We had the Spire of Shock, which I don't think is something we want to use right now. It's more of a very modern thing, like slingshot kinda type. So, I mean, you go up once and then you go back down pretty much. I don't know. I mean, it can be Crazy Ride or something, but I think it's maybe more suited to some further away part of the park where we have like a bit of different thematic also going on. We have got the Madness, which I think is an older ride than we had all along. It's a pretty small one, so you know, it could be a good starter, to be honest. Also, it does have rather decent values for fear, I guess, and nausea, so that's kind of good. But excitement is not all too high, but I mean, I'm kind of surprised that's so much better than the Spire of Shock at that price difference. I mean, look at that. Less nausea, less fear, more excitement at, wow, a sixth of the price. So that's kind of crazy. We do have the Screamer out here, which less excitement, less fear, and more nausea. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but I think that's something I would want to design on my own. Then we've got the Grendel. I mean, Grendel, you know, the thing with Grendel is that I think it would very nicely fit into the whole thematic that I've got going on down there. That's like the #1 point, is that Grendel. Well, what's that? I mean, I could probably remove that skull, right? That doesn't fit in too well, but other than that, I think it fits in nicely with the thematic, and we could even have it go like through here or something. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really want to go for a pre-built ride. It's also not all too good for excitement. Like, I mean, fear and nausea is lower, but other than that, I don't know. I mean, like, the scenery around the ride is great. But other than that, I would say it's potentially a bit underwhelming. Like the one thing that I still have issues with, right? And why I'm currently kind of considering to get a pre-built one is that I do not know myself how to actually design, like, do I design buildings first and then design the rides around them, or do I design the rides first and then build the buildings around them to actually get something like this going? That's one thing that I'm actually very unsure about at the moment, and I don't know. If any of you fellow builders down below in the comments can kind of let me know on how you approach these kind of things, I would very much appreciate that, because I'm very much still, unsure about that. With the boom boats, I always had this plan of just landscaping around it pretty much, right? So, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? I just come in, I landscape after the fact, and I build a scenery around it. That's pretty easy. But with buildings, I mean, it's all somewhat got to fit, right? And I need to somehow make, like, if we just take the Grendel again here for a second, I need to somehow make it work to where, like, I don't have the building in the middle of a curve or something, like the curve goes around the building, and I don't know, like, I'm kind of unsure about how to do that. So if you have input on that, please let me know. This thing here is more Asian, so not really up my sleeve, and this thing here I'm not really too interested in either. It seems more like, I don't know, I mean, it's a lot of excitement right there, which is crazy. It seemed more like a kiddie coaster to me or something. But it's got green values all around, which is crazy. It does also somehow seem to blend in pretty nicely with my overall thematic that I've got going around here. So maybe something to get going in a different place, like out here maybe? Could be worth a consideration. Very interesting, but it's a pre-built one. That's the thing. Okay, yeah, and this thing, I do remember that's a slingshot, the altitude, so not really too much up my alley. So in terms of if I was to build one myself, I think I would go for this. I think it's kind of cool. It's also out of bounds for the map, I think. Unless we can expand our parks out here, but I don't think so. So it is out of bounds, which is an issue. And, well, I would design it myself anyways, and then we've got, like, I mean, the Grendel would fit in nicely optically. The Madness, really good values, and a nice small starter coaster. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of considering this one at the moment. Excitement is rather high. I mean, let's compare it to our boom boats, which have already done a huge job for us. Way more excitement, bit more fear, good bit less nausea as well, though. So that's not too bad. And this thing here is kind of, what's that? Oh, that's pretty cool. It's like for, for kids and stuff. Could be a nice idea for somewhere later into the park. Holy moly, what was that? That's so cool. I never knew these rides here. I mean, kind of getting off topic here, but just want to quickly have a bit of a look at that. Oh, and this thing. We need something like this eventually. Definitely. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to design that myself. I would love to have something like that in there. But okay, so back to coasters though. We can do custom right here. I would not want a hydraulic launch. What is the American Arrow in terms of pre-built ones? The Screamer, is it? Yeah, okay. So this is the American Arrow then. We've got reverse freefall coaster, which we know what that is. Got the Copperhead Strike, linear synchronous motor cannon vert for all ages, chain lift cannon vert for adults. Okay. And then, well, this is more like a kid's thingy, isn't it? I mean, it says for all ages, but it seems more like for kids for me. This thing too does also not really fit in too well in terms of scenery. Then we've got this crazy one, which is kind of, the starter thing that we had going on right there. So that's a hard choice right now. It really is. I mean, I kind of feel that, like, in the long run, I'm going to have all of these in here anyways. But looking at the coasters available, right? The Screamer is something I definitely want to build on my own. And I'm just not 100% confident in, like, my ways of building it, if that makes sense. So, like, in how I integrate buildings and other stuff into this coaster when I build it. Well, the Grendel I'm not going to make like that, because I think it's a bit basic, to be honest. I like this part with the buildings, but in terms of everything else, I feel it's a bit basic. I also don't know what coaster base this is built on. What is that? I think it's one of the more kiddie-like coasters. Pretty sure it was actually this Junior Wendigo thing in a different color. And the Wild Blue was apparently broken, but that's fine. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's a very, very hard choice for me to make at the moment. I am thinking we're going to go with the Madness for a start, though, as as small of a coaster as it maybe is, I think it's got decent base stats. I'm not going to be all too bothered with it if I, you know, just don't custom design it and we'll just have it go like this for a start. Then again, I really kind of do fancy custom designing it, not gonna lie, because I would like to have like a loop around here or something. And, well, I mean, I could do something like this. Could be pretty cool, actually. Can I... What would... Wait, advanced movement? Yes. Okay, so I can advanced move this and just have a look at how this would look. I mean, look at this. You would zoom right across the pathway, which I think is kind of cool. You would have a loop. Well, I would have to move a few trees slightly. You would have a loop right around here, giving you an awesome view of all this scenery. Let's just imagine this, like, boosh, zooming upwards. Well, it's kind of hard to do. But I can imagine this pretty nicely, and having a looping right above the pathway is also a very cool thing, I feel like. So somewhat like that. Maybe, you know, a bit higher to not, like, to make sure not to cut off anyone's head or something, right? Want to leave some space in there, probably. But I do like this, and it's also efficient space usage for us, you know? With this thing being rather small, we can make something right here. We'll have a lot of space for many more coasters and other things to come. We can build around it nicely, but we can keep this area somewhat compact. And it's just a nice starter, because I feel, for me personally, there's still a few things open where I'm really just unsure of how I do this. Especially this, like, integrating buildings, integrating scenery directly into the actual coaster build, as opposed to building the coaster first, and then everything around it after the fact, like I did for my boom boats. So, you know, if you have any tips from that, let me know down below. I think I'm probably also going to watch some videos online of how other people do it, just to get some inspiration on how to, like, properly proceed with these kinds of things. But other than that, I feel I'm pretty happy with this. I think we're going to go for it. We're going to have a nice little bit of an introductory coaster, so to speak, an easy way in. And we are obstructed, which is an issue. What are we obstructed by? I don't know. Can we see what's the obstruction part here? I mean, the red cannot be the obstruction because that's the coloring. I think I'm going to change the coloring of this thing. It's like red and orange. I really don't like it. I think it's the trees down here, is it? Feels like it. I don't quite know. Yeah, oh wait, okay. It's definitely the trees. Okay. Well... I mean, the thing is... Okay, looks like I'm going to have to move the trees out of the way then. And then maybe move them back in later if possible. Hopefully it is possible, because I would like some trees there. I'm going to drop you guys into a quick speed run now, just to get this straight here, I think, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, so, back we are then. Well, was a bit of a struggle actually getting this going, but after I had kind of figured out which trees were in the way of the actual coaster and moved them about the place a bit, I think I managed to kind of get this going nicely now. So, well, there is like a bit of a gap here now, but I mean the coaster's got to go somewhere, and I think it actually looks pretty good overall. I do really like this integration to the landscape right here, I have to say. I think the feeling must be absolutely cool coming down that coast, like zooming right through the trees, getting that quick glimpse out here of that part of the park with all the scenery, and zooming right back around, going through the looping right across the, well, right across the walkway with all the pedestrians down below. I think this is pretty cool. I like this part here of the roller coaster so far. Now, of course, I mean, there's a lot of work to be done on this, right? We've got a basic setup here going now, and I'm going to make sure to get my test drives in with you guys real quick. I'm going to make sure to get, like, a pathway going that people can queue up at, which, well, is all, of course, very important, and we're going to have scenery for the pathway eventually and everything. We're going to hopefully build some sort of building around this. I don't even quite know yet, which that is going to be a bigger task I feel I can probably not even get the coaster. I mean, I could get the coaster going, right, before building any sort of building around this, but I would actually like to get the building going in advance so I can kind of place a queue somewhat also that goes like through the building if that is going to be the integration that I go for. So yeah, I don't think we're going to open that coaster just now, actually, and maybe that way we don't even put a path there and we just go for a speed build in the next episode and actually get something going around this coaster. But for the start, right, I'm not going to change anything about the color scheme. I know color scheme's a bit weird, probably. It's a bit too neon yellow, I feel, for this kind of park that I'm running. So I'm definitely going to adapt it, but I'm probably going to adapt it to whatever I decide to make the building and the scenery around it. But what we are going to go for now, if possible, I think we need to do a test ride anyways. Yes, we do. Let's go for test, and let's pause the game here, because I've got no clue how to get on this carriage anymore. Can we maybe ride camera? There we go. And now I can't get the time playing. Let's try that again. Play ride camera. Here we go then. Let's check out a new coaster of ours. I don't quite know how to... Oh, that's how we turn the camera. Middle mouse button right there. Look at those dummy buddies of ours just joining us right here. And look at that view of the park. Oh, I love this. This view is great. And down we go. Right back up. And into this little zoom through the trees. Nearly hit a tree right there. And on into the looping. Right across that walkway where the pedestrians will be in the future. Right around. And, well, in a nice little bit of a corner. I know, it's not the fastest coaster in the world. It's probably not the most exciting one to go on. But I think it's a good start. I think it is a good start. And it's hopefully going to help us attract a lot more people and make a lot more money. But this is cool. This is really cool. I do very much love this. So, checklist is incomplete. Yeah, I mean, I know. We're just going to close it again. I mean, we ran a test and everything, which is awesome. But, well, next task is going to be actually building some sort of, well, building, scenery, all that stuff around it. I mean, scenery can probably wait, but I do need to get like a base concept going for a building, for a scenery type, for a color scheme, and then we're going to actually get an entrance going and get an exit going, and, well, hopefully go from there and, like, I don't know, double our visitor size or something. Let's see. Sounds a bit ambitious to me, but hopefully we are going to at least increase this by a whole bunch. And, well, with that said, I think I'm going to actually have to find a theme for this whole area, because I mean this obviously still needs a theme as well. So I don't know, I'm kind of unsure yet what I want to make this little area in the park in terms of scenery. So if one of you has got an idea, please let me know down below in the comments. I think that would be great, you know, integrating you guys into the whole idea finding part a bit as well. One thing I just want to quickly check out though is gonna be the carriage just zooming past here. I think that's going to be a cool view. Let's look at this. Let's go, this? Yes, there goes the HUD. Let's look at that. That should be cool. So here comes the carriage, and zoom it goes, right around the corner. I like it. I think this is a great integration into this foliage that we placed right here, and it also kind of breaks it up a bit. Right, it's not just one huge forest, but there's actually something going on in there, which I think is a good thing. I do like that. I do like it a lot. Okay, but with that placed, I think it's also time to get maybe another shop going out here. Now, the question kind of being, of course, I do think we want to eventually place another ride somewhere here. So, maybe right there. So, I guess I would... I don't know, like the question is, would I have a path going to out here? I think the answer is yes. So let's get a path out to there. Let's get it blocked for the time being. I'm just going to block off a path just to make sure that if I need it, I've got it. I don't know what the... Okay, these are 5 wide. So we're going to choose 5 wide as well. We're just going to block that, you know. I'm not sure if I'll actually use it or if I'll have like one long queue and then... an exit going some. I think we'll need a path. But yeah, so that way we already know what we want to do there. And I'm gonna actually just take a queue, and we're gonna put like a queue here as well, so we kind of know where like the entrance to whatever ride we put here would start. And that way we can have a bit of a building right here. Now what we also need, actually more than anything, I think, is gonna be like some toilets, isn't it? Like first aid I'm not too sure about, but we definitely need more toilets. We only have one toilet block so far. It totally slipped past me that we... Yeah, that we only had one. That's a bit of an issue. So maybe we can kind of make a building where we integrate all three. Totally unsure what kind of building, because as I said before, I've got no clue what will be the scenery type here. Maybe... I mean, I can't really make this too medieval, can I? Because it's all like a bit more modern. It's a hard decision. Especially with this kind of entrance. I don't think we can make it medieval or something, so... I'm really, really struggling at the moment. I am, as you can see, I'm really struggling to kind of put a thematic on this whole place right here. Like, I was always sure that this was going to be fairy tale. I was always sure it was just going to be like this Western kind of style with the boom boats and everything. But this, I just can't point my finger at what this is going to be. Please, like, if you know, please, like, seriously, let me know down below in the comments. I think I need a little bit of a set of ideas right here. I feel a bit stuck, so you know, would be great. But we're gonna put some stuff here, and now out here we've of course put a cow milkshake and a chief beef. So I do kind of want to do something else in terms of stores. I think we're gonna do a pizza pin, because who does not love pizza, right? We're gonna do a pizza pin, and question also being, I mean, we do have to have it on the same grid in the very end, right? If we want to really make this one building, we could also make it like 3 small huts. But I don't think I want to make it 3 small huts. I think it's going to be one big building. Toilet block in the middle, a bit recessed, if possible. How much I need to recess it, though, I don't know. Ugh. Slightly annoying, this. Okay, so this will be placed about here. Can we just get this close up here? Alright. We're just going to go get a pizza pen to out here. We're going to go get something with drinks. Do we only have milkshakes still? I think we do, right? I mean, we've got ice cream, but that's kind of... We'll do milkshakes right there. We'll... no, don't use the toilets! They are not... Go away. Thank you. What? My guests disappeared. How did I just make that happen? I don't even know. Okay. Can we... Yes. So that was more of my idea, right? 2 buildings up here in the front, a recessed toilet block, and then building like walls around it and having like... Well... a small to medium-sized building that kind of encompasses all 3 of these. That's sort of my idea right here. Maybe we should actually get like an ice cream thingy going somewhere as well, but I wouldn't know where to put that at the moment, to be honest. So let's see about that. Still kind of confused also what this entertainment point's all about. And the vista point. Should probably find out about that, shouldn't I? But yeah, well, with that said, so that's going to be our new set of stores here. Do we have enough store workers to serve in all these? I don't really think so, to be honest. Like, we were already overworking our staff slightly before, probably. We'll see. I'll just keep it at 6 for the time being. I'll see how they do. If we see that they're starting to get overworked, I think I'll actually just start by training them a bit more. Because, I mean, 6 staff for 4 stores doesn't seem too bad. Like, having 2 that can go on a rest cycle and 4 working. But, did you see that? She just so happily jumped up there like, ah, I gotcha. Very nice. But yeah, so these stores should also help make us some more money, attract some more visitors to over here, hopefully. And look at that queue. I feel it's starting to get fuller. I feel it's really starting to fill up a bit. So that is really nice. Wear and tear, very bad. I don't know what in the world my mechanics are doing again. That's probably also another point right there. Let's just check that out. Resting at staff building, Inspecting while blue. Low workload? I mean, yeah, sure, your workload is low if you don't check out my flippin'... I don't know. It's like... Request inspection. Go. Please inspect, and because this thing's going to break down soon again, and it's going to cost us money again. But look at this. I mean, we've got 26k, so we didn't even really pay much money for the coaster, because it's like more of an entry-level coaster. So we've got a lot of money in the backhand, which I really, really do like. We've got this set up now. We've got some more food and drinks that people can get themselves, so maybe hopefully also taking a bit of load off these stores and, well, offering some more food and drinks to our visitors. And, well, next episode then, gonna go and focus on this, I think. We're gonna hopefully choose a thematic for this whole area. I'm gonna recolor it. I'm gonna build a building around it. I'm definitely gonna get an entrance and an exit there and get this started so we can hopefully go get some more visitors, up our income even more to kind of have even more money in the backhand for future investments into scenery, into more employee training, all that good stuff, and hopefully bring the park along at a faster pace finally. But with that said, I'm going to end it off right here. As you all notice, as I kind of announced at the start of the episode, less of a speed build this time around, more of really catching up to a bit of admin, doing some planning, doing some thinking together with you guys, and also, you know, just asking you all some questions about how I should do things. So let me know down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this episode regardless of it being a little bit less of a speed build. Next episode we'll definitely get back to it. If you enjoyed it, please as always make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always very much help out the channel, and if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below, as well as that bell icon right next to it, to stay up to date on any future upcoming episodes. But with that all said, and this last beautiful view of our park, I'm gonna end it off right here. So, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I hope you'll all have a great weekend, and I hope I'll catch you on the next one very soon. Ciao.